Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a deep dive into one of the biggest names in Egyptian real estate, Vista Developments. Now, you've probably seen their projects, you've definitely heard the name. They've been shaping skylines and coastlines for decades. But what's really going on behind the brand? Well, let's get into it. So, let's start with something you might not expect. When you go to search for La Vista, one of the very first things that pops up is this phrase right here, Problems of La Vista Company. Now, that tells you something, right? It shows that people are deeply curious, maybe even a little skeptical. They want the full story, warts and all. So we're going to use that very curiosity to guide us and piece together the complete picture. And it doesn't stop there. People are asking really specific, practical questions. Who's actually in charge? What if they built? And of course, how much is this going to cost me? These searches map out a perfect journey for a potential buyer, moving from, who are these guys, to, okay, let's talk numbers. And that is exactly what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to follow this trail of questions, step by step, and build a full, fact-based understanding of who La Vista is and what they really offer. All right, first things first. To really get a handle on any company, you've got to go back to the beginning. Who are they and where did they come from? So the official story is pretty straightforward. La Vista has been in the game since 1991. We're talking more than 30 years of experience here, which in the world of real estate is a lifetime. They've positioned themselves as a leader in high-end luxury communities. So this isn't some new kid on the block. They are a very established player. And now let's answer that first big question. Who's the owner? The company was started by two key people, Hadi, an architect, and Muhammad Hadi, an engineer. And honestly, that's a really big deal. Their professional backgrounds are baked right into the company's DNA. It suggests a deep focus on both how things look and how well they're built, right from the very top. And if you look at their history, you can see it's a story of really steady, deliberate growth. They didn't just explode overnight. They spent their first couple of decades carefully building a rock-solid reputation for quality and trust. And then, once that foundation was set, they hit the accelerator, expanding all across the country into the most strategic and sought-after areas. So, what's the big idea driving all of this? Well, their philosophy isn't just about pouring concrete. It's about blending buildings into the natural landscape. It's about creating these whole, self-contained communities with everything you need. At its heart, it's a promise of a complete lifestyle, one that's built on a foundation of trust and quality design. A strong philosophy is great on paper, right? But the real test is seeing it in action. So that brings us to the next big question people have. What have they actually built? And wow, this is just a tiny glimpse. Their portfolio is massive, and it stretches from the heart of the city to the coast. You've got sold-out villa projects like El Patio 1 in New Cairo, huge ready-to-move-in communities in the new capital, and stunning, fully delivered resorts in hotspots like Ain Sokhna and the North Coast. This isn't a one-trick pony. This shows they can deliver in totally different markets, from urban life to vacation getaways. Okay, to really get a feel for what they're up to right now, let's put one of their latest, biggest projects under the microscope. La Vista City Residence in New Cairo. This project really is their whole philosophy brought to life. I want you to focus on just one number for this project. That's it, 80%. What on earth could that 80% possibly refer to? And here is your answer. A staggering 80% of the land in this entire project is dedicated to green spaces, landscapes, and parks. Only 20% is for the actual buildings. I mean, that is a huge statement. This isn't just a marketing slogan about blending nature. This is the entire blueprint of the community. So let's look at the specifics. The location is super strategic, right on the middle ring road, which connects everything. The design itself is all about privacy. There's a full 100 meters of space between buildings. And it's the whole package. A clubhouse, parks, shops, even medical clinics, all right there on site. It's a city within a city. So how do they make a project like this accessible? The payment plan is refreshingly simple. You put down a small down payment to lock in your unit, and then you have 8 full years to pay off the rest. It's a structure designed to open the door to a much wider range of buyers and investors. Okay, so we've looked at their history, their guiding philosophy, and one of their flagship projects. Let's pull all these threads together. What's the bottom line? What is the core promise that La Vista is making to the market? This slide really just nails it. It's the so what factor. On the left, you see what La Vista provides. On the right, you see what that actually means for you. They choose strategic locations, which means you get high investment value. They build integrated services, which means you get a convenient, complete lifestyle. They have that quality design and construction from their founders, which means you get a trusted, durable home. And their payment plans? Well, that translates to accessible luxury. It's all about connecting the features directly to the benefits. So we started this whole thing by looking at the questions people are asking online. From who's behind the company, to their core beliefs, to the nitty-gritty of their projects, we've seen that Lavista puts forward a really clear, very consistent vision for modern living in Egypt. So the only real question left, and it's the one that matters most to anyone watching, is a simple one. Does their vision match yours?